Hello dear friends, in this video I will talk a little bit about the design library. I'll click on the home icon, front plane, sketch, center rectangle, 50 by 50 millimeters in terms of overall dimensions approximately, and we'll extrude it by 1 millimeter. I created this base to demonstrate how the library works. Let's go in to the stack of books icon. At first, we don't have a design library folder here. To specify the path where our library is located, we click on this button. This is the file location. Here, we set the path to our file and specify the design library here. Okay. Now the design library appears, and after that we can add components to our part. Design library, let's say emboss, and let's insert, for example, this element. We can see that when we insert our element, several settings appear. In these settings you can specify several parameters. The first parameter is flip tool. With it, we can indicate which direction our element will be extruded. You can also specify the position of our element here. It has a point that allows us to move it, and we can also set dimensions for it. Now I'll show you how to create another element. By clicking on the point and creating another point, another element will appear. Okay. And we can see that this kind of element has been created. Now I'll show you how to edit such elements. After that, I'll explain how you can create them. Let's select, for example, rectangular flange from the extruded flanges folder, right click on it, and choose open. We select open read only. We can see our element. To edit it, go to post extrude and select edit sketch. Let's change 20 to 30 millimeters. It says that we are modifying an old file. 30 millimeters. Okay. Next, for the extrusion, let's set the length to 70 millimeters. Then we'll edit the base extrude sketch in our design workspace and change its width to 60 millimeters. Exit the sketch. Now let's change the length of our flange. Instead of 30, let's make it 50 millimeters. Okay. Now we can see that the flange has been lengthened. And we can also save it. File. Save as. We can save it either in SLD, FTP format, or we can save it as a regular format, as a SolidWorks part. Click Save As and copy and continue. And let's save it. No, honestly, I really should have changed the file name earlier. I'll go ahead and set the name to larger rectangular flange right now just to make things clearer. I'll remove the format here to avoid any errors. If you accidentally added an extra letter, and then I'll click save. Save. And it's saved to our library directory. We can close this file without saving, and then in this file, go to the library and see that our file, larger rectangular flange, has appeared. Let's insert it by dragging it from the library with the left mouse button. And click OK. You can see that our flange has appeared right here on the screen. Our rectangle is just a bit too short. Our flange doesn't fit into it. You can see that it has appeared. It's been cut out in our plate. Now I'll show you how to create such elements yourself. Let's close our file. We don't need it anymore. Home part. front plane. Sketch. Let's draw a rectangle 50 by 50 millimeters. From the center, measuring exactly 50 by 50, and we extrude it by 10 millimeters. This is the base we've drawn for our element. Now, on this plane, we draw a sketch, select polygon, 6 side, Ctrl 8. Okay. We make the lines parallel to each other and then carefully adjust and set the width to 30 millimeters. Next, we extrude it by 10 millimeters as well. Okay. We make a fillet of 5 millimeters. As you can see, it suggests the entire perimeter, so it applied it to the whole perimeter. Enter. Again, plié, 2 millimeters. We remove the upper edge face and also the lower edge as well. Enter. I added the rounding because sometimes sharp corners can cause errors in the library. That's why I rounded them off. Next, we'll cut off the base. Sketch. We carefully convert our edge and cut off our base. Okay. We end up with this kind of blank. Go to Insert, Sheet Metal, and Forming Tool. Select the face that will be on the surface of our part. Next, select the surface that will be cut out. Wait for the insert point and select our point. It created an automatic sketch. If it doesn't create a sketch, you draw it manually on this surface the same way it would have been drawn automatically. Next, go ahead and click OK. We see that our part is colored in different colors. Red indicates cutting, blue is for fixing, and yellow means bendable edges. Save as, and save it either in the SLDPRT format. But in that case, you need to save it specifically in the library directory or in the library format. Then you can save it anywhere you like, and SolidWorks will find your element itself. I select Forming Tool SLDFTP, choose the format, and here I'll enter the name. Next, I'll write 6 side cut here and drop it into the Forming Tools and Bosses library. Okay, that's it. It's been saved and we can close our element. Let's create a part. Sketch on the front plane. A square, 50 by 50. Extrude by 1 millimeter. Next, we open our Embosses library and find our 6 side cut here. We move our surface. Set which side our element will be cut from. Press enter. Excellent. The cut has been made. Thank you for watching. This was Alexei TV with you. Bye bye everyone.